Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you all enjoyed the break. Obviously excited for baseball to be back. That being said, didn't really love the games tonight. I was struggling to find some bets. If you guys watched the video last night, it's over an hour of handicapping, and I could not find many bets. I mean, there's a couple I think are solid leans, and we'll go through it. But as a whole, kind of tough. I guess it makes sense coming back from the All-Star break. Probably not the best time to be throwing down big bets, but still, I was looking, and even a couple of the bets that I like, the lines are kind of gone. So it's a tough night for sure. Yo, what's up, everybody? D-backs, baby. All right, someone at Arizona. I have the Cubs team. I actually think I had Cubs team total 3.5, and I bet that. I actually think that's still live here, especially now that Arizona's up 5. Arizona's bullpen is trash, and if they're up 5, wouldn't even mind seeing them get another run or two. Would love to see those low-leverage bullpen arms from the Snakes here. But if they're up 5, they might still use their main guys. Tough to say. But I mean, it's only top 5th, so we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more at bats here for the Cubs. Just need 4 runs. So I actually think my bet's still alive. If you bet the Cubs money line, like I believe Toast did, you're not in the best shape here. Drop. Nope. Sell me your Portland hat. Bro, if you want a Portland hat, you just go on Fanatics. They're not expensive. Modi better not have that shirt on today. I told y'all, Toast lose most of the time when he bets first games. Oh, I don't know. I love when people just say stuff with no data. It's like, I saw it happen twice. Steele sold my 17.5. What was that? His outs total? I'm guessing he had over 17.5 outs. Yeah, I was unsure about Justin Steele. I mean, I'm down to fade Arizona's lineup against lefties from time to time, but I wasn't sure about the Justin Steele matchup, so that's why I stuck to the Cubs team total over. Because before the break, the Cubs were getting to righty starters. They were still getting priced. I mean, 3.5. I thought the Cubs would get to Ryan Nelson. Obviously, that part was wrong, but I was so during the break, I was nose deep in some football spreadsheets, man. They're really coming together. Man, I have it set up for college football and NFL. You type in the two teams. Not only does it show you every single time they've played, which is pretty standard, but it also shows you every single time anybody on the coaching staff has met on opposing coaching staffs, which actually is some good information sometimes. If you got like a new head coach, but you could see how many times he went up against them as the DC in different places. It's good information. So I finished that. Really proud of it. Also have the roster changes loaded in. So if you type in Coastal Carolina against Jacksonville State, it automatically loads up every single player and their PFF rating that left from last year, and vice versa. So a lot of cool stuff that I finished up. Getting ready for the fall. Did you drop Zona money line in the Discord? No, I'm on Cubs team total over 3.5. So honestly, give me a Cubs run here in the bottom 5, and I think I'm still live. Arizona's bullpen's so bad. We got 14 minutes. What do you guys want to talk about? Ask anything. First MLB day back, already getting smoked on bets. How are you getting smoked in the 5th inning of one game? I think he's making a joke, though, that guy. Zona has a decent bullpen. I'm pretty sure they have the 28th ranked bullpen, and it's terrible. It's like one of the worst bullpens in baseball. Georgia Tech plus 13.5 is funniest thing. I like it, Rob. I mean, Florida State, kind of tough to make any sort of prediction in week 1 with that team. They were towards the top in recruiting, though. So wouldn't be surprised if the new wave of Florida State is still upper tier ACC team. I mean, you got to think they're going to be. I haven't looked at it at all, though, to answer your question. I've basically just been preparing the data. I haven't placed any bets. What we're doing over the next month, starting next week, is we're going to be doing team previews with win totals. So if we talk again in like 2-3 weeks, I'll be able to start actually giving you leans as far as week 1. But as of right now, I'd be speaking without even looking yet. So what system did you use to build that? Just Google Sheets. I have somebody that does a bunch of Python stuff, but to build the actual sheets is just Google Sheets. Are you excited for WNBA All-Star Weekend? Yeah, souped, man. I actually watched a couple WNBA games, just put it on while I was working during the week. TWD says, when I say a decent bullpen, I don't mean stats. I mean arms. Well, who cares about the arms if they are giving up runs at the 28th highest rate in Major League Baseball? Who cares about the arms? What's your favorite sport to bet on? Favorite, as in most enjoyable, probably a college football Saturday. As far as what is the most fun. I mean, it's football for about 14 straight hours. You got Pac-12 after dark. It's gambling for an extended stretch of football, which is obviously the most exciting sport because there's only one game a week. But what's my favorite as far as turning a profit? Probably would be basketball or baseball, just because the volume. I mean, there's more opportunities. Football, you have a losing weekend, and you just have to sit in that for like 6 days, which sucks. There's just not as many opportunities. Smaller sample sizes, obviously, you're dealing with. Also, what I hate about football is by the time we get to like week 4, week 5, where I actually have some data in the spreadsheets to start finding some angles, we're already halfway done with the like. It's tough with the small sample size. But college football Saturdays are probably the most fun as far as my personal enjoyment. Most profitable sport that changes this year. I mean, I just finished NBA plus 19 units and change. I guess that was the most profitable. Yeah, I think so. You could be getting smoked if you took the Cubs' first 5 money line, run line, team total over 5.5. Well, if you put all of your eggs in one basket in 7 different ways, then yeah, I suppose you open yourself up to the opportunity of getting smoked. Yeah. Kyle, what's your on Cleveland passing on? Who the hell are those guys, AJ? Oh, I have no idea who those guys are. I'm guessing you're talking about the MLB draft. I don't know. I feel like I'm too far from them. There we go. Now I might be a little too close. 9 minutes. Man, what the hell? 0 runs off Ryan Nelson. And man, the Cubs were touching some righty starters before the break, too. It's going to be a tough few days when we start. I guess these teams are going to come out completely different than they went into the break, which is, I mean, to be expected. That's not unusual. Makes making predictions a little bit more difficult, but yeah, so I grabbed Cubs at plus 103 yesterday. I thought it was so sharp. I mean, yeah, you got 50 cents of CLV. That's crazy. They're down 5-0. Like that's the amount of CLV where if I took Arizona at minus 120, I probably would have just cashed out. Be like, oh, Cubs are gonna win. Stephanie Dolson plus 500 to win the 3-point contest. I'm locking it in. I'm not sure who that is. Lock it in though. Cardinals got a killer from West Virginia. Switch hitter, shortstop. Okay, cool. Kyle, how much should I start off with to build my bankroll? I mean, whatever you have, man. If you, it's all conjecture. I mean, you could start with $500 if you want and bet small amounts, or I mean, you probably need closer to 5,000 or more to actually really do anything. But at the same time, those months betting with those small units till you get there are valuable because they're learning experiences. Learning how to bet with realistic ROI expectations. So, I mean, with whatever you got is the answer. I can't see him. I'll leave and come back in once you get him on the screen. All right, Modai's coming on. I'll be right back.
What's going on? Am I up here by myself? Am I just supposed to do a solo routine right now? As I'm getting myself set up. Oh, I see a lot of comments in here about the new college football game. Yeah, that came out. They definitely knew what they were doing when they released that game to come out exactly when the MLB went on All-Star break. They knew exactly what they were doing, and it was actually pretty smart. All right, let's see. Kyle is maybe back. Now I can't see him.
You can't see me?
Now I can't see Kyle.
I can't believe OBS.
Oh my gosh, this thing's a mess.
Piece of shit. Leave and come back in. I don't even know how to tell him that.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot see, or I see he's on here, but I cannot see or hear Kyle.
Leave and come back.
I don't know if he's actually live or not, but I cannot see Kyle.
I'm gonna send him a Twitter message. I can hear him.
All right, now I'm leaving and coming back.
There you go. He figured it out on his own. I can't believe OBS Ninja hasn't fixed that. I'm gonna, you know what? They have an OBS Ninja Discord for like support. I'm gonna join it and just like leave a bunch of capital letter curse words. Nope. Just put him in. Put him in.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh my God. Jesus.
Stupid, man. It's so stupid. All right.
That was crazy.
Now watch. Toast is going to join, then I won't be able to see him. All right. We got 5 minutes. How was your All-Star break?
It was great. I played a lot of college football 25. How I spend my time. I knew you were going to come on here and be a wet blanket.
It's not a wet blanket. I downloaded it. I played it for about 20 minutes. It's like, this isn't fun. It's the same exact gameplay as it was 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was great 15 years ago.
So just play the old one.
Well, this one's newer. I can actually play with real people.
My friends want to start a dynasty in that on Saturday.
Tell your friends that I'll take your spot. This guy you don't know, he'll play for you.
There's like everyone's. Can you do that in this? Start the online dynasty and then everyone plays their game.
Yeah, me and my friend. Well, I first I thought that you could do like you could co-op it where you and your friend are the same team, but that doesn't work.
Oh, why would you want that? You want to be in the same world. What do you mean the same team? Who calls the plays?
It would just be kind of cool if you could like switch off who was quarterback, like every drive or every game or something. I used to always do that.
I would never trust any of my friends calling the plays or operating quarterback.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. But anyways, yeah. So the way it works is, like, let's say me and you are in the same league. Like, I click when I'm ready to advance the week, and then when everybody else is ready, they click that button.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how it moves on.
And I'll do it with them, but the game's not fun. Plain and simple.
Yeah. I thought you were going to come on here and be like, sorry, I work too hard to play video games. That's what I was expecting you to say.
No, I mean, kind of, but it's not because like, yeah, that is kind of true, but it's not because like, oh, I'm so ambitious and I'm better than you. It's when I start playing video games, it happened a few years ago. When I turn on video games, I am just not having fun anymore. I used to love them. But
so is it a game problem or is it a you problem?
I think it's a me problem. I think I just like grew out of them or something. I used to love playing video games. But I happened probably like 4 or 5 years ago where I noticed like I'm not really enjoying this. And then even now, like All-Star Break, I downloaded NCAA. I had some time. A game I used to love when I was a kid. So I downloaded it and I turned it on and I made it 2 drives. I drove down and scored a touchdown with Middle Tennessee. Then I gave a touchdown drive up right back. It was 7-7, and I received the next kickoff, and I was like, I don't even want to do this again. Like it
wasn't for you. I really like the recruiting of it. That's my favorite part. I'm like a total nerd to like quote unquote like starting a 1-star. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound like me, right?
The guy who made a starting football lineup with Pokemon, a nerd? No way.
He's a huge nerd. Yeah, it's crazy. So
Caterpie in the slot.
I've built an absolute powerhouse at LSU.
Oh my God.
5-star.
You chose LSU, dude?
No. I chose my alma mater, JMU. I spent 2 seasons there, and then I got an OC job at Auburn, which I took. I mean, the chance to run an SEC offense was just too much to turn down. And then I got offered the head coaching job at LSU.
So you bailed on your alma mater. Instead of turning James Madison into a powerhouse, you took the money.
Correct. Just like any rational human would do.
Yeah, Prop Beaver called you a piece of shit too.
Tell Prop Beaver that we miss him, and that I would love for him to talk shit to my face.
I don't think he's built for the camera. Can you see Toast? Because I can't.
I can see him. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave and come back again. Get Toast on the screen.
Oh my God, this thing is a mess.
I'm doing it right after this. I'll be right back.
You figured out a way to fix it?
I don't know what happened to Snapchat, or not Snapchat, Skype. Was it just like the audio was too bad?
I'm not positive. I'm not great with computers, so I'm not gonna pretend like I know. But I just know that this OBS, the reason they don't use StreamYard is because they have all their graphics and stuff that they do.
Yeah.
And you can't use those with the StreamYard. So, but that's as far as my knowledge goes.
Well, yeah, you could use, this is the only option. Well, there's 2 where I could use it with this screen. I could go with like a StreamYards or a simpler one, but then we have to do the plain screen, just 4 boxes on the screen, and I wouldn't be able to get all the data on the screen like this. So in order for my live show to look like this, I have to use OBS Ninja or the NDI source out of Skype's platform, but we were having problems with that as well. But anyway, it's 4 o'clock. We're back from the All-Star break. Cubs suck.
I wouldn't even have bet that if I knew that Ryan Nelson was starting.
Yeah, you bet it when it was still Zach Gallen. But honestly, I feel like I would peer pressured myself into a bet there as well. It was the first game. I was getting a lot of, well, when I say a lot, I got 4 messages asking for that game. and I was like, all right, people want to bet for this game.
No, I know how you feel, though.
So, yeah. But still, I still think my Cubs team total over 3.5 is alive. But
because honestly, if some people are messaging you, there's other people thinking the same thing too. So,
right. So in this one, Phillies Pirates, I talked about this one last night. You can put up over for me.
Oh.
Yeah, we're live.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
My bad. You got to talk mad shit.
Yeah.
So over, but last night I said I like the over in this one. It was at 7.5, minus 125. So I wish I grabbed that. It's now at 8.5. Didn't actually bet this. There's the reason I think the over would be the play. There's a little bit of value on that side. Is there's a misleading ERA. Martin Perez in his last 3 starts against the Phillies has an 0.48 ERA. So some people may look at that and be like, hey, he dominates this team. But that's not really the case. He's allowed a lot of base runners. They're hitting like 280. Or no, I think they're in like 341 off them with an 840 OPS.
Yeah.
The Phillies have hit Martin Perez, but for whatever reason, the last few games, they weren't able to get the base runners around and score. So I think that's just a misleading. There's no way we're all going to sit here and be like, wow, Martin Perez owns the Phillies. That just sounds
yeah. I mean, it's his last 2 starts, 14 hits, 6 walks, only 1 run. Like, that is not feasible going forward.
Yeah, that's not sustainable. So I think there's some value on that side based on the fact that some people may look at this and the market may price this a little bit lower with the idea of Martin Perez pitches well against the Phillies. And I think that's a load of bullshit. I think the Phillies hit him up. Now, on the other side, look, you guys know I'm not a big fan of this Pirates lineup, but I mean, Aaron Nola struggled with this team in his last 4 starts against the Pirates. He has an ERA over 5. The Pirates have actually
1 start.
That's accurate. But the Pirates have actually been much better against good righty starters. The Pirates show up when they face an ace, and Nola's actually been worse against bad lineups. Look, I think the Pirates gave 1 or 2 of Nola. It'd be over a pass. I'm not betting it at 8.5. I do like Castellanos to homer, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
I played the Phillies money line last night at minus 130. There's no way I play it at minus 170 that it's at now. But I would do Nick Castellanos over 1.5 total bases at minus 120. I know Sauce did the home run, but in his video last night, Sauce went really detailed why he liked Castellanos. And one of the reasons was that those his total bases are at 120. And from somebody that plays a lot of total base props, when they're at 120 with a guy like Castellanos, that's kind of like the books telling you that they really like him to do something here today. So I don't really worry about Nola. I mean, his last start against the Dodgers, he looked really good. His last 3 road starts, he had 1 really bad one against Boston, a subpar one against Atlanta, and a really good one against Detroit. I think Pittsburgh's lineup's more like Detroit's lineup. Again, I just think that this Phillies team's a little bit too good to pass up minus 130. Again, it's a completely different price, so I wouldn't mind an over as well. But yeah,
the reason I like Castellanos is a couple of the numbers I like to look at, and if you're in the Discord and get the spreadsheets, you know what I'm talking about. Expected WOBA against pitch mix and barrel rate against pitch mix, and against lefties with Martin Perez pitch mix, Castellanos leads the Phillies in expected WOBA, and he's got a 15.3% barrel rate against lefties with a pitch mix similar to Martin Perez. So
596 WOBA for Castellanos. Pache and Stubbs are the next 2 below that for anybody that cares.
So Castellanos home run, I might throw down for fun. What about Modi?
I like the Castellanos angle. I was between him and Trey Turner, but I ended up not going with either of them. I took Aaron Nola over 18.5 outs. It's all the way up at plus 160, which I think is a really good price for that. I put a half unit on it. It's not something that I would slam. But I just really like Nola's hit or miss, but when he gets hit up, it's normally not that he gives up a lot of hits. He'll give up 1 base runner and then a home run. Next thing you know, 2 runs have just scored.
That was the problem last year. A bloop and a blast?
Yeah, basically, yeah, a bloop and a blast. His over-under hits allowed is 5.5, and he's only allowed 6 or more in 6 of 19 games. And only twice did he get just absolutely rocked, giving up double-digit hits. It was his first start of the year against the Braves, and then it was that start in Boston, which was their first start after the London trip, which who knows how real is that? They love to make that excuse that it was the London trip. And only 4 times has he walked 2 or more batters. And then 7 times he's gone over 100 pitches. So he averages 96.5. So basically he can do a pretty good job getting deep into games, and they will let him eat up a lot of innings and a lot of pitches as well. He's gone over 18 and a half outs in 9 of 19 starts. So more than any of the other stats that I gave out, did he go at least into the 7th inning. Last start against the Pirates was last year. He went 6 2/3 in that game. The Pirates bats aren't terrible, but they're a little bit below average on the year and against righties over the last 30 days. So I just thought this was a really good price at plus 160 odds. It was worth a half unit.
Hashtag Cubs double, hashtag 6th inning rally. Cubs doubling, making moves. Here we go. Snakes bullpen sucks. Let's get
hashtag.
It. Next game, please, Prop Beaver. Reds Nats. CLV King does it again, so it'll probably lose.
I was just about to say. I know how that feels. Trust me.
And I'm actually glad. I would have bet a full unit on this last night, but I was a little sketched out about the line. So now that it moved, obviously I wish I'd bet a full unit because it moved. But it confirms that I think confirms my, I guess, my theory, I should say, that this is the move here. I'm on the over at 8.5, by the way. Probably should have mentioned that.
Cow.
So I got the over in this one at 8.5, and I got it at close to -110. I got it at -114 or -115, something like that. It's now at 9.5, and I'd probably still lean towards. I'm not still lean. I'd probably still consider taking the over at 9.5. By the way, so I'm not saying like, oh, the 8.5's gone, you're screwed. I wouldn't be opposed to an over at 9.5 as well. It's Patrick Corbin against the Reds, and I think the reason I was able to get an 8.5 last night is the Reds' numbers against recent lefty starters are shit. They went on a little bit of a hot streak right before the break. They were mostly hitting righties. Their numbers against lefties are bad. Their numbers against lefty starters are bad. Here's the thing. I think the reason that their numbers against lefty starters were bad was once they got hot, they didn't really see any. And it's Patrick Corbin, who they've hit 3 consecutive times. The last 3 times Corbin pitched against the Reds, they smoked them. So I think the Reds are definitely going to hit off Patrick Corbin. A bunch of righties loaded up in this lineup. I expect the Reds to score runs on Corbin. And on the other side, look, I know the fade Frankie Montas on the road thing is probably dead because he's been pitching well on the road. But Frankie Montas' numbers against left-handed bats, whoo! Yo, a 380 WOBA. He's dominant against righty bats, but against lefties, I don't trust Frankie Montas at all. Nats are going to be loaded up with lefties. 3 of the first 4 hitters in the Nationals lineup are lefties. Sometimes they even throw 6 lefties in that lineup. So even though I'm not a big believer in the Nationals lineup, I think that I expect them to score on Frankie Montas. And then in the late innings, the Nationals bullpen, they just traded Hunter Harvey. So if the Nationals have the lead, which probably is unlikely, but if they have the lead, that bullpen, I think the Nationals bullpen is going to be a fade in the second half of this season without Hunter Harvey. Over.
I'll just add really quickly. I'm on Cincinnati first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 110, and Cincinnati team total over 4.5 at plus 100. Unfortunately, you can't get those anywhere now. That's why I said, holy cow. It's 4.5 is minus 140. The 2.5 is minus 120 now.
Wow.
The total moved an entire run.
Yeah, I'm not. This is not what we usually do, giving out plays that are so. Patrick Corbin against lefties here. Really quickly. Really quickly, since I have Frankie Montas up, his numbers against lefties that Sauce is talking about: 376 WOBA, 510 xFIP, just absolutely terrible. And as far as Patrick Corbin goes against this Reds team, decent numbers against lefties, I guess you can say. It's the righties against Corbin: 380 WOBA, 457 xFIP. The Reds are not going to have one left-handed bat in the lineup
unless
today.
they put De La Cruz in there, but they haven't been against lefties, right?
Well, he's a switch, so he'll switch to whatever
my
side he
bad.
wants.
Not De La Cruz.
Yeah.
Never mind, gone.
But yeah, so regardless, I just think there's a lot of opportunities there. So obviously, I don't love it's the fade Patrick Corbin day. Like, I don't like being on that side, but these numbers are telling me that, yeah, there should be a lot of runs scored here today. Plus, it's decent weather too. So
someone said I'm off the Corbin bandwagon. I was never really on the Corbin bandwagon. There's spots where I like to bet him. I don't blindly bet Patrick Corbin at all.
And honestly, somebody wrote a stat, like his last 30 starts or something, you're not even down money if you were to bet him every game. Yeah, something like that.
His last start, I took Nats plus 1.5 and Nats money line, and they covered the run line. So I actually broke even. I got a plus 100. So he's not always. All you have to do is grab a Corbin whim every here and there, and you can turn a slow profit back in Corby. What about Modi?
Corby, yeah, Corby as his friends call him. I initially like the plus money odds for the Nats money line, but I kind of liked your overplay more. I just really like. I'm not a Frankie Montas guy. I'm fading him. The Nats bats against righties aren't terrible. And like you said, I also don't really trust the Reds offense against the lefty. But I mean, it is Patrick Corbin, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I mean, I initially did take the Reds money line, the Nats money line, but I like the overplay better, to be honest.
Cool. Next game, please. And Modi, you've been going last. Do you want to bat lead off on Rays Yankees?
Yes, I feel like every time you ask me, it's a game I'm passing
on.
I
know. I should look at your picks beforehand so I know which ones to give you the mic on.
No, it's all good. This is perfect because I do have a dong in this one.
Oh, perfect.
So I don't know if are we going to play a song or are we just going?
Hit the song.
And it makes you feel down. And it makes you feel down. And it makes you feel down.
The flag at the end is just perfect.
All right. Who is your home run prop?
Super chalky. I'm just taking Juan Soto to hit a home run. Plus 370 is what I got it at. I should see if it's still offered at a reasonable price. I mean, his splits against, let's see, Juan Soto is currently 370 at Bet River, so same price. His splits against Zach Eflin are really good. 11 plate appearances. He is hitting 364, only one home run and one extra base hit. So, I mean, that's still pretty good in 11 plate appearances and the 364 average. And this is also the third time that he's going to see Eflin this year. Like he's already started against Yankees twice already. And Soto's fantastic. I mean, 6th in the MLB with 23 home runs, 9th best ISO rate, 2nd best barrel rate, 3rd best hard hit rate, 4th fastest average exit velocity. He's also much better against righties with a 28.5% ISO rate against righties. Eflin gets his hard hit rate is a little bit higher against righties, but he's generally worse against lefties. Fly ball rate increases almost 10%. Pull rate is slightly higher. That's going to help a short right field at Yankee Stadium. So I like Soto a lot to hit a homer. He was my official play. I also think Ben Rice is a good one as well if you want something with a little bit longer odds.
And he's batting first today too, which is nice.
Yeah, I think Ben Rice is like the permanent leadoff man now for the Yankees. He's been first
most of what happens when Anthony Volpe can't have over a 600 OPS. That's careful.
I don't know. So I kind of have an idea for this one, but Toast, why don't you go?
First 5 under 4.5 for me. I think that we've seen Garrett Cole start to rev up lately. Also, I mean, look at his starts that he's had this year. Baltimore, the Mets, Toronto. I know the Toronto sucks, but Boston and Baltimore. A whole bunch of, not only that you have the Mets, who obviously were as hot as God when he faced them, and then a whole bunch of divisional games. And I know this is another divisional game, but I have no reason to believe that Garrett Cole shouldn't show up here today. Not only does the Rays struggle with his pitch mix, the Rays really struggle against right-handed pitching. So I think that he should dominate today. Another Garrett Cole start where 2 of his last 3 starts have been pretty damn good, and both of them on the road. I will say that. But at the same time, his one start at Yankee Stadium was against Boston. We all know that Devers kind of owns him and whatnot. I don't really put too much stock into that. It is what it is. The issue is, does Zach Eflin, can he pitch well here today? And I think that he can. His last 2 starts in Yankee Stadium, 12 total innings, 6 hits, no runs. I don't want to say that he's not going to give up any runs, but he struggles more with righties this year, 324 WOBA, 387 xFIP, but lefties this year, 268 WOBA, 104 whip, or 1.04 whip, a 365 xFIP. The Yankees are only going to have, 2 or 3 righties in the lineup, and he's going to see a whole bunch of lefties in there. So I do think that Eflin should be able to pitch well here today. So I went first 5 under 4.5.
I like that bet. I like the matchup for Garrett Cole a lot. If you watched the video last night, I think Garrett Cole absolutely deals. The Rays haven't been touching righty starters. Cole looked so good in his last start against Baltimore. So good. I had the Orioles in that, and I was watching. Like, this dude looks like Cy Young Cole right now. Yep. So I have faith in Garrett Cole to pitch a great game. I'm a little less certain about your take that Eflin pitches a good game. I know he's pitched really well against the Yankees. He's pitched really well in Yankee Stadium. Also, he's going to be pitching against a bunch of lefties. I get it. I still have a little bit of a feeling that the Yankees might get to him, but I do like that first 5 under. You could put up Yankees -1.5 for me, prop Beaver, but actually, I didn't place a bet in this yet. I was thinking about, if you guys want to have some fun, take a stab. Can somebody in the comments section get me the Tampa Bay alt team total under a half run? like the Rays to get shut out today.
Shut out.
I want to know what that price is. I just looked on Caesars and ESPN bet. I couldn't find it, and I didn't want to hold the show up by searching through sportsbooks. So can someone in the comments get me
Plus 850.
on what book?
DraftKings.
Tampa Bay alt team total under a half run plus 850. I was hoping to get a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it's
But
eight-
that would go to your
eight-
point,
eight-
though, that they don't want to give out a huge number. I mean,
All
because
right.
under 1.5 is 290. Look, that's a huge drop.
Ooh,
That's crazy.
Tampa team total under 1.5 plus 290. All right, so that's what I like. I like the Rays to get shut down offensively. So my bet, I would lean towards the Yankees minus 1.5, maybe Yankees first 5 run line. But I'm not sure what my thoughts are about as far as Yankees against Eflin. Little on the fence about that. But I like the Rays to get shut down. So my advice would be bet something that aligns with that. Next up, Detroit. I didn't bet it. I was too scared.
I just did twice.
You bet
First
the
5 and full game.
Helms has the Tigers minus 1.5. Loves the Tigers. He laid the run line with them.
Let's go. Tigers money line was my play for this one.
Okay.
Go on, lead us off, Modai.
Tiger us up.
Tiger us up. I mean, I love Jack Flaherty. I think Jack Flaherty's awesome. I also really like fading the Blue Jays, who I think on name value alone are just like the Rangers level of getting overvalued, just because you see the names and you're like, oh, this team's good. Yeah, I mean, my analysis didn't go super deep. I really like Flaherty. I really like fading the Blue Jays, and that's where I went.
First and foremost, I agree with the fading of the Blue Jays thing. There's no question about that. And also, Chris Bassett started off the season pretty damn hot. He's looked kind of shaky over the last couple of weeks. I understand the Giants, Houston, Yankees, Boston twice, Milwaukee. It is a little bit of a who's who as far as hitting wise goes. But at the same time, Jack Flaherty has been, almost untouchable. He had one bad start in LA over his last 7 starts. He had one bad start on the road against the Angels, who have been kind of sneakily hot at home lately. And then against this Toronto team, he went in 6 innings, 6 1/3, 3 runs. But last year he went up Toronto, went 6 innings and 1 run. This Detroit offense is really starting to kick it into gear lately. 8-2 their last 10. Maybe that all-star break doesn't hurt them. I don't know. But if you're going to give me this Detroit team, which I think who has a starting pitching advantage, and we all know that Toronto bullpen is just absolutely terrible as well. So I split my bet up. I did Detroit first 5 and full game plus 105 on each of them.
Okay, so it sounds like these guys are a little more confident than I am. This is Tigers or pass for me. I'm not going to reiterate what these guys said. I touched on it. Flaherty should be fine here. He's been very, very good this year. He's been excellent on the road. He had one really ugly looking road start in LA. What?
I forgot one thing. Bassett numbers against lefties, really, really bad.
3 of the first 4 hit it. Yep.
Bingo.
So, yeah, what Toast was just alluding to there. Chris Bassett has ugly-looking numbers against lefty bats. Tigers aren't really the most lefty-heavy lineup, but 3 of the first 4 hitters are lefties, including Riley Green. A couple of the main pieces in the Tigers lineup are lefties. So you like that if you're fading Bassett. And
Cole Keith. Shout out.
And by the way, Bassett, I've been saying this, like we're waiting for this dude to regress. And I think the second half of the year, Bassett's going to be a decent guy to keep your eye on as far as fading. Here's the thing. The reason I didn't bet this, it's close to a pick'em in Toronto. Everyone seems to be taking the Tigers here with good reason. And if we take a step back and throw out the matchup, I think we can all agree the Blue Jays are a much better team than the Tigers. And we're fading them. We're taking them on the road and almost a pick'em.
No, I disagree with that.
Dude, the Blue Jays are a better team than the Tigers.
No, I disagree with that.
The
Tigers are 4 games better than the Blue Jays.
I know, but the Blue Jays are a better team than the Tigers.
I don't know about that.
All right, so it'd be Tigers or I'm not on the other side. I'm just saying why I held off. Next. Grimace. Lights, camera, Grimace.
Is it still 130?
I don't know. That's what I got it at.
If it
Lights, camera, Grimace.
Modai, it's got to be Grimace or pass here for you, right?
Yeah, I didn't actually play this one, but I'm not. I mean, yeah, it's Mets or pass. Sorry. Grimace or pass.
Yeah. This isn't a pass for me. I bet this. Took the Mets on the money line. Got it at minus 130 last night.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine everyone's going to be betting the Mets here, but with good reason.
Yeah.
The Marlins have been terrible in game ones of series. Manaea's been the man this year. He's been one of the Mets' most reliable starters, probably the most reliable starter in the Mets rotation. Marlins have been the worst lineup in baseball against left-handed pitching the entire season. Manaea should be absolutely fine here. Cabrera's got some strikeout stuff, and we haven't really seen it this year, but last year we saw it a little bit. It's not that I think Cabrera's a fade, but throws the fastball, and the Mets against righties, against fastballs. It's been a lineup you could trust for majority of this season. So, yeah, I got the Mets at minus 130. Think the price is off, but obviously this is going to be super square. Everyone's going to be on this. I don't care. Still think it wins.
Yeah. Miami versus left-handed pitching, 6-28 on the year. It's just anytime I see Miami versus a lefty, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take the opposite side. It's just really that simple for me.
That's disgusting.
Not to mention the fact that Cabrera, decent numbers against the Mets in his career, but the issue with me this year is he's not going deep into games at all. And I will give you that the Miami bullpen hasn't been as terrible. But when you're going 3 1/3, 3 2/3, 2 innings, 4 innings, that's just put a lot of stress on that bullpen. And if that's going to be the case today, I just don't see the Mets losing this game. So it's public as all hell. And the line is terrifying that it's still at wire.
It hasn't even moved. It's bad.
So absolutely terrifying. But yeah, there's no way I bet Miami versus a lefty.
Next. Padres ball.
I didn't bet Padres.
No, I didn't say you did. You're getting defensive already. We didn't even start.
Oh, I'm not defensive. I really want to.
Sounded
them
defensive.
They're like plus 140 now, and the world's on Cleveland.
Yeah. Modi, did you get a chance to glance at this one?
To glance at it, yeah, I took a small short glance. I took the under 8. I got it at minus 117. I don't know. The Guardians bats haven't been quite as good recently. They're more middle of the pack, and also just in general, they're like a 500 team over the I think 30 games. They're like just like playing at basically 500. I really like Tanner Bibby. He's been good. 3.77 ERA isn't obviously phenomenal, but all his expected stuff is lower than that. And the Sierra's 3.27, which is really good. And they also have like the best bullpen in baseball. And then I don't really trust their bats that much. And I mean, I like Waldron. I like a knuckleballer. So yeah, I took the under.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I didn't bet this game.
Say it.
It's Padres or pass, but it's not because it's just the price. Like I don't think that the Guardians should be minus 160 out of the gate when the last the last 30 days, the Guardians versus right-handed pitching, 22nd WRC plus, 23rd in OPS, 23rd in WOBA. I'm not sure what I think of Tanner Bibee. I mean, I understand his last 2 starts, 4 runs on each of them against the Tigers and the Giants. It was, I think. Yeah, the Giants. So, I mean, he's been pretty damn good at home this year. But yeah, I would actually lean over myself. Waldron first of all, I don't think that Waldron against all these lefties, I mean, I could definitely see some issues there. I mean, Waldron against lefty bats is 318 WOBA, 450 xFIP. That's pretty damn bad. And Guardians, which I talked about them being bad against right-handed pitching at home, they're one of the best lineups in baseball. So that kind of negates each other as well. So Padres do hit the spin really well. So sliders and change and stuff, they hit those pretty well. So maybe they give Bibee some issues, but it's a pass for me. Yeah, there's no way I bet Cleveland though.
Yeah, if I was to bet this game, this is a straight pass for a number of reasons. First of all, if you guys have been watching the show, you know I don't really like to bet when Waldron's on the mound. The knuckleball's weird. It's unpredictable. I don't really know what I think of it. I don't even know how to handicap the game. Can't even look at a team's numbers against right-handed pitching. It doesn't really apply when he's throwing the knuckleball. But the truth is, Cleveland's been terrible against righty starters. 11 of the last 13 righty starters to pitch against the Guardians pitched great games. So I don't know how we could consider betting Cleveland at this price, but at the same time, based on what the Padres were showing us before the break, Tanner Bibee should throw a complete game shutout here. Like this lineup has completely gone cold. So I'd say I'd lean towards Modi's under. Maybe just put the under up. I'm not betting the game, but I'm not mad at Modi's under at all. I would lean towards that. Maybe a Cleveland team total under 4.5, but just
I was
Under.
looking at that, but it's juiced to the gills.
That's for good reason.
Yeah.
Next. Cards. What'd you do here, Toast?
Cards money line.
Bad bet.
Well, why don't you tell us why, since you're the almighty knower?
Sonny Gray's got a dead arm.
I know.
Says the guy holding a Cardinals money line ticket.
You know what, though?
Hasn't he been really good this year?
I'm making fun of Toast because he said that.
He sucks.
He's been
But
good this year.
he sucks. But you know
I
who else
was just
sucks?
looking at his strikeout rates, like over 30%.
fine.
That's, I mean, 2.56 FIP, 2.76.
That's awesome. He's also played the Cubs, the Nats, the Reds, the Giants, the Marlins, the Pirates, and the Rockies his last 7 starts. The dude,
He's made 17 starts.
He sucks.
I don't know.
I don't know
We have
what-
different definition of sucks.
I don't know what Sonny Gray did to Toast, but he did something to him. To be
No,
to-
he's regarded as this like top tier guy, and he's not. Like, I'm sorry, he's
he's
not.
top 10 in the NL.
He is not that good. Okay?
He's top 10 in the NL. In the NL, he's top 10. Probably closer to 10.
Anyway, first and foremost, I just don't trust Atlanta versus right-handed pitching. That's
So you
first
think
and
Sonny
foremost.
Gray's going to deal?
I don't think that Sonny Gray's going to deal, but what I am seeing is we're getting Sonny Gray off of 3 straight bad starts, and I don't think that we're going to see Sonny Gray giving up 5 and 6 runs every time he goes out there. His last time out, he went 7 innings. He did give up 9 hits, but only 3 runs against a Cubs team that has been playing well, except for today. So I think that he could pitch well here today. Then you got Schwellenbach, who I've already been tattooed by this Cardinals lineup once this year. Not to mention he's been really, really good his last 2 starts. And I feel the same way about Sonny Gray as I feel about Schwellenbach. I don't think he's going to go out there and give you 6 or 7 innings of 1-run baseball consistently. So I do think that Sonny Gray pitches better than what he's pitching better than what he has been lately. I think Schwellenbach pitches a little bit worse than he has been lately. And I think the Cardinals win this game, especially with the world on the Braves.
Modi.
I didn't actually bet this one. I would lean towards Sonny Gray over strikeouts. It's like 5.5. The problem is the price. Like 5.5 is juiced to -150, and I don't necessarily know if I like the 6.5. And even though it's at +130, so if like a DFS book is offering like 6, I would probably play that on like underdog or something. But I didn't actually bet it.
Tell me why I shouldn't bet the over here. 7.5.
That was another reason that I was confident that I thought that Sonny Gray would pitch well because of the total.
Give me the over, please, Prop Beaver. I'm down. I might be down to bet this. I mean, first of all, like Toast said, Sonny Gray's he's pitched against a lot of bad lineups. And say what you want, the Braves have been struggling against right-handed pitching, but they're not Oakland. They're not some of these lineups that he's been pitching against. So I expect Sonny Gray to give up runs here on the road in Atlanta. The Braves have been a better lineup at home this year. Even when they were struggling, going through that cold stretch, what you could argue is still happening, they were still able to find ways to score runs at home. The Cardinals, believe it or not, in the last 30 days are a top 10 lineup against right-handed pitching. They're doing it very quietly. They do have a few lefties in that lineup. That should be a problem for Schwellenbach. I think both starting pitchers we can count on to give up at least 2 or 3 earned runs here, which takes us to the bullpen matchup. Now, this is why I don't like his Cardinals bet, because the Braves have the advantage here. I would take the Braves bullpen over the Cardinals bullpen in a second.
I would agree.
So going into the late innings in a game that I think could be 3-3 after 5, I'd rather be on the Braves side. So I would lean towards Atlanta if I was picking his side. But I think the way to go here would just be over. I actually could see Sonny Gray getting lit up here. So I think the over's the. I'm actually going to write this down, maybe add something. I was having trouble. Maybe because it's just we just came back from the break. I was really having trouble finding bets for tonight. I only have 4 open, so maybe I'll add this one as a 5th. I like the over here. Modi? Oh, he already went.
Yep.
Orioles Rangers. This is a tough one.
I wanted to check the weather for you on that.
I do think there's supposed to be rain in that Braves game. That's
Why I wanted to double check. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason why I passed on it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm putting rain next to it.
If you can bet on that.
Next game. Orioles Rangers, awesome game here, awesome pitching matchup. Corbin Burns against Eovaldi in Arlington. Orioles did not enter the break playing their best baseball, but you know what? The Rangers looked like they were getting hot there for a second, then went into that Astros series and laid 3 eggs in a row against those righties.
What? They won 2 out of 3.
No, I'm talking about their numbers against righty starters. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
They didn't touch Hunter Brown, I'm sorry, pardon the language, Arrighetti, or 3 righty starters in a row for Houston they didn't get to. And they're righty starters that they should have gotten to.
It was Scherzer, or no, that's Houston. Sorry, my bad. Wrong.
Who are the Houston starters in those games? It was Arrighetti, Hunter Brown, and who? Who the hell am I missing?
Ronel
Blanco.
That's what it is. I was thinking,
They didn't get to any of the 3, and it looked like the Rangers were heating up against righty starters, and they didn't get to any of those 3. Which gives me little faith that they're going to get to Corbin Burns, who's been one of the best pitchers in the AL this year, one of the best road pitchers in the AL this year. And here's the kicker. He's absolutely dominant against lefty bats, and the Rangers are projected to have six lefties in the lineup for the Rangers here. Corbin Burns on paper should throw 9 shutout innings. Absolutely beautiful spot for Corbin Burns. Here's the problem. On the other side, I don't know how you can make a case for Baltimore to score runs here. First of all, entering the break, they went on a cold streak against right-handed pitching, or against everyone, actually. There was a 5-game stretch there right before the break where the Orioles scored 4 total runs in 5 games. Now they're up on the road against Eovaldi. Number 1, Eovaldi's been good as hell this year. Number 2, he's been almost untouchable at home in Arlington. And number 3, this guy owns the Orioles. In his last 8 starts against the Orioles, he's 5-1 with a 1.75 ERA or something. He owns this team. The current Orioles hitters they have like a 621 combined OPS against them. So for whatever reason, Baltimore just never seems to hit Eovaldi, and he's been so good in Texas. Even though I love the spot for Corbin Burns, I don't know how I can rely on the runs coming from Baltimore. And the Orioles bullpen has fallen off a cliff in the last month. It would be under, or put up Baltimore team total under as my bet. It's crazy. This game is going to be awesome. I'll definitely have it on. But as far as making a prediction, I mean, both starting pitchers should deal. So an under maybe. But you know what? You can't put it up because when we went to make the graphic, it was gone. It was a 4.5. You only can get 3.5 now. So I guess under. Give me an under graphic. But you got to take a 7.5 with 2. I don't know how to bet this. It's a great game. There's a lot of angles, but I couldn't get anywhere with it.
Yeah, if you have something, you can go. It's a pass for me. I thought that John Gray was going to be pitching. It's Eovaldi. It's under a pass for me, but it's an easy pass.
Well, Kyle made a lot of my points for me for the play that I have. It's Corbin Burns over 18.5 outs. It's plus 155 odds. I think is a really good price. It's like kind of similar to the Nola one. You put a half unit on both, and with one of them cashes, you're up for the day on those 2, which is why I really like obviously here's a lot of people don't know about sports betting. Plus money plays is more money if your bets win. Just a little tip out there.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, not a lot of people know that. But yeah, I mean, you made a lot of the points for me. Corbin Burns has been awesome. He's gone over 18 outs, so basically into the 7th inning. 7 of 19 starts this year. Only 3 times has he not even gotten to 6 full innings, and all of them happened in the month of April before May. He's been awesome. He just saw the Rangers a month ago, went 7 innings in that game. I think it's really good price at plus 150. And the Rangers, I feel the same way about the Blue Jays. If they didn't win the World Series last year, if you just look at this year and this completely didn't think about any other previous history to this year, they wouldn't be priced the way they are. So I think getting plus 150 for him to just get 1 out into the 7th inning, I think is really, really good. So again, just a half unit play on this one and that Nola one from earlier. But these are those two I did bet myself.
All right. I like that bet. I wonder if you could do a parlay both Eovaldi and Corbin Burns over 14.5 outs, both to complete 5 innings pitched. Is there any book that lets you do that?
Most books don't let you do all out props. At least FanDuel has almost at any market. They don't do all outs, and I haven't seen it on 365 either. So
sons of bitches. Next,
they're scared.
White Sox Royals is up next, and I have a bet in this game. I like my bet.
Someone called me a dweeb in the comments.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Someone said Modai looks like the type of person that asks a question with a minute left in class.
No, absolutely not. I was the least try-hard student. I can promise you that.
The least try hard in the world.
Not that I didn't care. I cared exactly enough to get to pass.
All right. White Sox Royals. This one's pretty simple. I'm on the under. I got a 9 at -120. I don't think you can get that anymore, but it hasn't moved too far. So let me see where it's at right now. Main markets.
At 9, you can still get 9 -118.
Oh, nice. You can still get that. You can actually get -118 on DraftKings. So you could still get the same bet I got. In fact, you can get 2 cents better. So yeah, I like the under here. Does it even require a sales pitch? I mean, Michael Wacha's been having a great season. He's been great at home. The White Sox, one of the worst lineups in baseball against right-handed pitching. One of the worst lineups in baseball on the road. One of the worst lineups in baseball, period. There's nothing here that would indicate the White Sox are going to score runs on Michael Wacha. He's also pitched really well against this team. Nothing. There's nothing, no angles for the White Sox to score runs. And on the other side, the Royals, I mean, they're a bottom 5 lineup in the last 30 days. Yes, they are better at home, but still, in the last 30 days at home, we're talking about 19th in WRC+. They haven't been that good. Chris Flexen has been surprisingly all right. 5 of his last 7 starts are solid. I'm not asking Chris Flexen to give me 6 shutout innings here. I'm asking him to give me 5 innings, 3 earned runs, and we should cash this with flying colors. The number is definitely a little bit suspiciously high, but I'm telling you, they've been overpricing totals in this ballpark all season. We've been seeing 9.5s in Kansas City all year. So I'm not really worried about it. I got it under 9. I like it.
These comments are brutal.
What do they say?
Someone said, Modi asked teachers on a Friday, you forgot to give us homework for the weekend.
Modi still pulls his pants down, fully down at the urinal. That was Proppy. Brew typed that.
Oh, I was like, I didn't see that one in the comments. Oh,
he
that's
just
funny.
typed it now.
That's funny.
Who agrees with my under? Really?
I'll be honest, I wasn't listening to your take because I was reading the comments.
I don't.
It was really compelling. It was really compelling.
Yeah, I don't have a reason not to like it. I passed on the game for me personally, but yeah, it's just a straight pass for me. I had no interest in betting this game.
Under next.
I actually did have a play in that one.
Why didn't you speak up?
Because
I guess I
He's
phrased
pulling
it.
his pants up.
I have Flexen under a strikeouts prop. Granted, it's. I mean, the best price you're getting right now is -150, which isn't great. Maybe parlay that with the Sonny Gray one over 6.5 to get reasonable odds. The Royals just never strike out at home. Like their strikeout rate at home against right-handed pitching is 16.6%. It's the lowest in the league. They also just in general have the 4th lowest strikeout rate in the MLB. And Flexen, I mean, 4 strikeouts is really low, but that's only a number that he's hit in 11 of 20 starts, which when you think about it, is not that great. He's got the 7th lowest strikeout rate of all pitchers that have thrown at least 90 innings at 17.1%, the 10th lowest called strike plus whiff rate. So yeah, I mean, the price is terrible. So maybe parlay that with the Sonny Gray one, but yeah, I really like his under strikeouts.
All right, next comments are still blasting you, Modi. I don't know what it is. They crushed Lindy last week too. Dude,
well, at least it's not just me.
Whoever made the Coles comment for the Coles cash deserves an award. That made me laugh for 2 days.
I like the one where he was like, I don't always suck at handicapping, but when I do, I prefer Mike's hard. He was like, he took a sip of his drink, and it was like, he's drinking Mike's Hard lemonade. And he was like, it's sparkling water. He got crushed. He got crushed for it.
This might not surprise you guys. I love a good Mike's Hard lemonade. They're delicious.
I love a good Mike's Hard.
I honestly don't know if I've ever drank one.
I don't think I've ever had one before. Nothing against them. I just don't think I've ever had one.
I'm not lying. They're delicious.
I believe you 100% of the way there. All right. I think Toast has a bet on this one. I don't. I want to bet the Giants money line, by the way.
Oh,
I love my bet in this game. Rockies team total over 4.5 for me at -110. Couple things here. Excuse me. Kyle Harrison is not good. And I understand that he had a performance against Colorado earlier this year in Colorado where he went 7 innings and gave up no runs. That's just not going to happen. Again, first and foremost, let's just take a look at Kyle Harrison on the road in general this year. Had that good start against Colorado, and the start previous to that against Boston are really good. Both of those starts really good. But besides that, on the road at Dodger Stadium, 5 innings, 4 runs. On the road at Miami, 6 innings, 3 runs. On the road at the Mets, 5 innings, 5 runs. On the road at Arizona, 6 innings, 4 runs. On the road at Cleveland, 3 1/3, 4 runs. This kid really struggles on the road. And he really struggles against lefty bats. And you might be saying to yourself, well, the Rockies versus lefties, I don't know. But they're actually starting to heat up versus lefties. You guys got like Blackmon, Doyle, McMahon, Rogers, Stalling, and Togula all hitting over 800 OPS versus left-handed pitching. A lot of those guys really heating up. I really like Doyle, Stalling, and Togula today. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I probably butchered that. But all those 3 guys versus lefties are very solid, not to mention are hitting really good at the last 28 days as well, especially Brendan Doyle. Shout out Brendan Doyle. But yeah, I think there's a lot of runs here tonight, probably from both sides. But I think the Rockies at home with the full 9 at-bats, over 4.5, minus 110 or minus 120, I got it. I really like it a lot. It really reminds me of when Frankie Montas pitched a no-no or whatever against the Reds, and then they throttled him the next time. I think we're going to see the same type of situation here tonight.
Put up over 10.5 for me. I might take it. I'm getting rid of the I wrote down Braves, Cardinals over as a maybe, but with the rain there, this over, I might get down with an old-fashioned Coors Field over here. Modai, you said you had a bet though.
Yeah, I got a dong in this one. So yeah, shout out my number 1 fan, Kelsey, in the comments. Dongalicious. I also love that nickname. Great nickname. I mean, this game, speaking of dongs, this game's going to be an all-you-can dong buffet. I like Blackmon at plus 1050 on FanDuel.
What?
I think is an awesome price.
I'm going to bet that right now.
My official play is Toglia, who I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I mean, his numbers are incredible. Like, he missed basically all of April and May, so he doesn't have enough appearances to qualify. But like, if you just if you just look at plate appearances and like make the minimum 150, he's got like some of the like top 5 numbers in the MLB. He's got the 4th best ISO rate at 30.6%, the 5th best barrel rate, 12th best hard hit rate, 15th best or fastest average exit velocity. Phenomenal across the board. He annihilates left-handed pitching, ISO rate of 44.3% against lefties. That would be an ISO rate better than Aaron Judge. Like, there's not many people where you can look at some sort of split and it's better than Aaron Judge. He's also a switch hitter, so he's going to be batting righty tonight. Harrison is much worse against righties. Fly ball rate, pull rate, hard hit rate, all of them are worse against right-handed hitters. And Toglia's best pitch that he hits for the best power, ISO rate of 42.9% against four-seam fastballs. Kyle Harrison throws four-seamer 61%.
I was going to say, he's only got 2 pitches.
Yeah. So he was my official play. Toglia was. And the price was plus 560, which is crazy. I guess I don't know if that came down or not. But like, I like him a lot. I like Brendan Rodgers a lot. And I like Blackmon. All 3 of them, I think, are really good plays to hit a home run. So, yeah.
Yeah. The reason I put over up is I like what Toe said about the Rockies team total over. I was initially liking the Giants to score runs in this game. I think Cal Quantrill's numbers are a little inflated based on how he was pitching for the first couple months of the season. He hasn't been that reliable recently. Before the break, we were talking about how the Giants had become a reliable lineup against righty starters. So I was fully on board with the Giants getting to Cal Quantrill, and I was leaning towards taking a shot at the Giants money line at the minus 140. But I like Toe's angle as far as getting to Kyle Harrison. I'm not a Kyle Harrison guy either. So I actually think I might bet this over 10.5. This might be one more bet I add. Over or pass for right now, but I might end up betting this. Next. All you can dong buffet. He said that and he wasn't like making a joke. He like went right into his spiel. Like,
yeah, what's the laugh?
It wasn't until me and Toast were like, "Wait, what'd you just say?" What's the next game, Prop here?
A's, Oakland,
Oakland?
Angels,
right.
Oakland.
I really wanted to get to Oakland money line here at the minus 120.
Same.
Right?
I just didn't. The only reason I didn't bet it is because like 80% of the bets and money are on Oakland.
Really? Everyone's betting Oakland like that? All right. So
100% agree though.
Why I was leaning that way, in the last 30 days, the Angels are 30th across the board in WRC plus, OPS, and WOBA on the road, and they're 30th across the board in WRC plus, WOBA, OPS against left-handed pitching. So in the last month, they're the worst lineup in baseball against lefties, and they're the worst lineup in baseball on the road. JP Sears has a couple bad starts against the Twins that are making his numbers look far worse than they actually are. JP Sears should be fine here. Here's why I didn't actually bet it. Angels just saw him on July 4th, so 2 weeks ago. And also, I mean, we're talking about taking one of the worst teams at baseball as laying juice with them. So I guess Oakland or pass, but if the Angels didn't just see JP Sears 2 weeks ago, I probably would bet Oakland money line. But the fact that they just saw him, not to mention, I'm a Griffin Canning guy. Call me crazy. I like Griffin Canning, so I don't think it's crazy to think he might throw a good game. So it'll be Oakland or pass, but it's a pass.
Yeah, I pretty much the same thing as Kyle. I really wanted to get to Oakland. When I play the Angels or play on the Angels in any way, it has to be at home. I don't want really anything to do with them on the road. And Griffin Canning, another guy where I would like to fade him with a little bit more lefties in the lineup. He really struggles against lefty bats. 374 WOBA, 518 xFIP against lefty bats. There's only, 3 lefty bats in the – 3 lefty bats, Butler, Baudet, and Seth Brown, the only lefties in that Oakland lineup. So I'd like to see a little bit more lefties in that Oakland lineup, but yeah, I don't think Oakland loses, but I'm not paying -120 to see it.
Matthew, do you have anything compelling for us?
We'll let the audience decide if they think it's compelling. I have the first half over 4.5 at +100. It's not my favorite play of the day. It's really just fading both these pitchers. I guess it's at -120 now, which I probably wouldn't take at that price. I don't think it's worth it at -120. So I guess this isn't super helpful. I also debated A's first half team total over 2.5 because it was +135 when I looked at it, which I think is a good price. If you can get that for plus money, that's probably where I would pivot. I like this A's lineup. They have a lot of dudes that I like. I get that you really want to target more left-handed hitters. I just really like the A's lineup. They have a lot of guys that I think can hit. So yeah, I wouldn't take the play on the screen at -120, but if you can get the first half for the A's specifically at 2.5 for plus money, I think that's worth a half unit. So yeah,
I don't hate that because in addition, I talked about how the Angels just saw Sears. Well, actually, Oakland just saw Griffin Canning about 4 weeks ago also. So.
Also, I will say, not that this is really you can really do much with it, but the last 2 times that Oakland or JP Sears has faced the Angels at home, he hasn't given up a run. The chances that it happens again is probably slim to none too.
Right. Next. Good eye. Cubbies making some noise.
I hope you get your team to win.
I mean, the home run here and you're 1 run out, bro.
I'm dead.
Oh my God, you're so freaking negative, bro.
Yo, I know when I'm right.
You've been hanging out with Apollo in the Discord too much, man.
No, I haven't been in the Discord at all. I just know what I'm watching from the Cubs.
Bases loaded, Cubs, no outs. Cubbies. Well,
they'll lose
Haps up.
5-4.
Oh, Andy's got Hap total 1 base. He needs 1 base out of Hap. All right, next up, Bo Sox Dodgers. I looked at this game. Okay.
I hope so.
I hope so. It's kind of your job. All right. Toast, I think Gavin Stone's about to get smacked up, and you're going to disagree with me.
I'm not going to disagree. I didn't bet the Dodgers, so I'm not going to stand on a table and disagree with you. No, a little bit, but yeah, go ahead.
Gavin Stone. It's not really a fade of Gavin Stone. Look at the Red Sox against righty starters. I mean, how could you step in front of that?
That's why I'm not doing it. I'm not. That's why I came on here the last time that Gavin Stone pitched. I bet the Dodgers at plus money because I thought that he would pitch well. He got absolutely throttled. 9 hits, 4 runs in Philadelphia.
It was the Phillies in Philly, though.
That's my point. Again,
I'm not condemning the guy for that.
And previous to that, he had faced an Arizona team that was smoking right-handed pitching. So it's really, I don't think that Gavin Stone is as bad as what we've seen the last 2 starts, but like Kyle just said, what Boston is doing right now at the plate, especially to right-handed pitching, they're absolutely throttling guys. Brady Singer for 4, Seth Lugo for 5, Medina for 6, Estes for 8, Garrett Cole for 4, Matt Waldron for 3. I mean, everybody that they face, they're getting to. So I think that Gavin Stone can pitch well here tonight, but at the same time, I'm not paying -125 to see it. I would lean under or pass for me.
Under? I thought we were gonna be like, so let's take the over. Under? What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh!
How do you get to the under? Wait,
because I think that in my head, I think that Gavin Stone can still pitch well. I don't think he's going to get
dangerous place, bro. Stay out of there.
I'm not betting the game. I'm just telling you what my thoughts are. So if you want to bet an over, go ahead. But Nick Pivetta has dominated this LA lineup. I don't expect Nick Pivetta to pitch bad at all tonight. Both teams have rested bullpens ready to go. Yeah, it's under a pass for me.
Ready for this? So in the last 30 days, the Boston Red Sox are first in WRC plus, first in OPS, first in WOBA against right-handed pitching. This is the best lineup in baseball against right-handed pitching in the last 30 days. They're definitely going to get to Gavin Stone, man. They're smacking every single righty starter that they've seen. You just read them off. So the Red Sox are going to get to Gavin Stone. On the other side, though,
you still have to make a case for the Dodgers to score runs.
Pivetta has completely fallen off the wagon. I mean, see what Oakland just did to him?
Yeah, and where was Oakland and the San Diego starts? Where were they at?
They're at home.
And the Philly start?
Dude, where did he pitch on the road? At Miami? Toronto?
I'm just saying Miami, Toronto, Cincinnati.
All right.
What are the Dodgers doing that are impressing you better than those teams right now?
Pivetta has not pitched a game against a good game against a good lineup all year. Over. I might bet this out of spite, honestly.
I didn't even bet the game. God damn it.
I can't believe, I thought we were going to arrive at the over.
How's that?
Modai, who do you agree with?
I passed on this game. I would lean towards Kyle. I would fade both the pitchers. I mean, I did just watch Gavin Stone get rocked watching that game, so part of me is probably a little bit influenced by that. But if I didn't play this game, you can check the message I sent Kyle. I passed. But if I had to choose, I would probably lean with Kyle. But
give him an over. Give him an over.
I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jesus Christ! Like 8 of the last 10 games these two teams have played have went over 10 runs.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's over. It's over.
It's
over. I like this too. I'm writing it down.
World Series rematch, right? Wasn't that 18?
Something like that. Yeah.
17, yeah.
Next. Last game, Houston, Seattle. I don't like your bet here, Toast.
I don't care.
But I'm not. I don't have the.
Please tell me. Put up Seattle money line under your face. Go ahead.
You go first, dude.
Nope. Go ahead. Put your bet up since you don't like mine.
I don't have one yet. I want to hear your freaking angles.
God, that witch cackle in the background is.
I love you, Beaver.
is haunting.
Okay. So I think Hunter Brown, if you look at his numbers against Seattle in general, aren't great because in 2023, they absolutely throttled him. But this year, they've seen him twice already. He's went 10 total innings. He's given up 9 hits and 3 runs, struck out 14 guys. In the first game that he saw them, he had a little bit of a walk issue, walked 4 guys. The second game, he cleaned that up. But for me, I'm getting to fade Luis Castillo, who everybody thinks might be looking kind of good right now because he faced 2 dog shit offenses in Toronto and the Angels. But previous to that, the Minnesota, the Rays, Cleveland, Texas, Kansas City, he didn't really look. Okay, I guess he looked decent against Texas, but at that time, who wasn't pitching well against Texas? Not to mention the fact the Astros know him. They saw him 4 times last year. They saw him once this year. I just think that the Astros hold a lot more advantages than this Seattle team right now. Seattle's not playing well. Houston is. I'm getting Houston at plus 110, who's 20-10 their last 30 games against the Mariners team that's 14-16 their last 30 games. I think I have the starting pitching edge. Maybe Seattle has. Yes, that's not even a question.
Yes. Okay.
So that's not even for me. It's not even a question. So if you want to back Luis Castillo, do your thing. But yeah.
Okay. First of all, Luis Castillo, give me Mariners money line. Honestly, Luis Castillo at home, his last 6 home starts, 2.45 ERA, 0.90 WHIP. He's been absolutely dominant at home. He's been good as hell. Look at his righty-lefty splits. Ding, ding, ding. He throws against lefty bats. Astros don't have any.
Except for Yordan Alvarez.
Okay, there's 1 lefty in the lineup. It's actually 3. That's it. Bunch of righties in the Astros lineup. Castillo's got dominant numbers against righties. Like I said, he's got dominant numbers at home. Last 2 starts coming off heaters. 6 shutout on the road in LA. Pitching to the 7th, just 1 run, 4 base runners against the Blue Jays. He's heating up. I like Castillo to pitch well. And Hunter Brown is we're about to see the collapse of Hunter Brown.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I like
Luis Castillo's last 3 starts in Seattle. Let's see, 6, 12, let's call it 20 innings, 15 hits, 11 runs. Yeah, he's been so good in Seattle against Houston. I'm so worried.
Against Houston. This Astros team is different, man. The Astros lineup didn't get to Scherzer, didn't get to Eovaldi, got to Rodri Munoz. Rodri Munoz almost pitched 7 innings against the Astros. Simeon Woods Richardson pitched well. This Astros lineup has cooled off. Yeah, I'm betting this, dude. I'm betting this. Damn it. I'm losing the Coors Field over because I'm not adding 3 more bets. I'm betting this one. Modi.
Yeah, last play, I got a dong in this one. Yordan Alvarez, it's plus 285 now at FanDuel. I'd still hit it at that number. Look at his stats against Luis Castillo the last 3 years. He's just annihilated him. 12 plate appearances, 6 hits, so he's batting 500, 3 home runs, and one additional extra base hit. So it's 4 extra base hits in 12 at bats, 3 of them being home runs. Yordan started off the year pretty slow. He had a pretty good end leading up to the All-Star break. Like his last 30 days, he hit 5 home runs, 29% ISO rate, 16.1% barrel. And then Luis Castillo, you guys already made my point for me, really struggles against left-handed hitters like Alvarez. He's allowed 15 home runs on the year. 10 of those 15 home runs have come to lefty hitters, and he's seen 31 fewer at-bats against lefties. His home run per 9 against lefties, it would be the worst in the MLB if you just looked at that for the entire season. So I really like Yordan to hit one. I think plus it's reasonable at plus 290, plus 285 is what it is now. So third and final dong play of the day.
I'm going to bet Seattle.
Also, I forgot to talk about Hunter Brown on the road. Really very, very good numbers on the road as well, especially his last 5 starts. Minnesota, Toronto, the White Sox, the Angels, Seattle, Detroit, Nationals. Yeah. And Seattle doesn't hold a candle to any of those teams.
So you named Seattle in there.
I know, and he dominated them.
Yeah, sure. See how that works out for you. All right, so our polls all over Houston. Everyone's betting the Astros here.
Because they're smart.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, I got a plus 110, so it's a little bit different.
Everyone keeps fading this Mariners team at home, one of the best home teams in baseball, getting close to a pick'em against a team that's slumping. Come on, Mariners.
Mariners haven't played 500 baseball in a month. That's why.
Not at home.
Yeah, not at home. It's even better. I was there. It was terrible. They lost to Toronto.
All right, can we do the community parlay? Hit him with the song.
Community parlay, the parlay we bet, yeah. Community parlay is for the community to community, making a parlay, yeah.
All right, community parlay, we're back. See if the community can cook something up for us. Ooh. Dansby Swanson is so bad, dude.
Oh, he's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
You got a crazy deal too.
Also, Seattle 3-6 their last 9 home games.
Sweet, yeah. Just hammer Houston money line.
Oh, just making sure that everybody knew because you
whole
said they're
world's
so good
on Houston. Whole world.
Are they? Are they? At plus
possible.
110 or a minus 105? There's a difference.
Get down.
They're dead.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Whole world. That's our office impersonation of Toast. Whole world's on Houston. All right. Phillies money line. Reds money line. Yankees money line. The Tigers money line. They like the Tigers. Dansby, please.
He sucks.
Cast your votes. First leg community parlay. While they're voting, Matt, you want to tell them where they can find your stuff if they found you compelling?
Yeah, of course. If you found me compelling, you can find my stuff at my Twitter handle you see on the screen here at Jedi Modi. I'll post stuff to my YouTube channel where I post videos every day, or if I have an article that I'm writing for Newsweek, I'll post it on Twitter as well. So if you hit me up on Twitter, that'll take you everywhere you need to go. If you found me compelling, of course.
He didn't score on that? You got to be on your horse when the bat hits the ball.
What are we doing with 2 outs? Why are we not running on contact?
Exactly. You have to be on your horse. Phillies money line.
I'm sorry, Modi.
Mets money line.
It's all right. I wasn't compelling enough. That's what it comes down to.
Guardians money line. Braves money line. Orioles money line. Damn, him getting that stupid glove on probably saved the run. Yeah,
Wait, so first leg was Phillies?
it also opens up for them to get out of this inning with no runs in, Andy. No additional runs in. If you draw this within 2, Arizona's bullpen sucks. You're still alive in the 9th. But if you go in 5-2, this game's over. That's a ball. Who won this poll? Phillies? Who won the poll?
Yeah. Phillies are the first leg.
Grimace. All right. Next poll.
Who are the Mets?
Royals money line. Yeah, who the hell are the Mets? Giants money line. Athletics money line. Dodgers money line. Oh no, Red Sox won that poll. Red Sox money line.
I'm calling it right now. We're gonna get a walk and a Talkman double for the Cubs to take the lead.
You're calling it? You said the Cubs were dead just a few moments ago. No!
I was right. I tried. See what happens when I try?
Unreal.
I did try. Got to give me that.
Stupid. Who won the poll, yo? Royals? All right, put in the next one, put Astros money line because the whole freaking planet voted for them.
That's Royals.
And then a bunch of second places. Red Sox got second. The Braves got second. And the Reds got second.
Who the fuck did the Royals play? Oh, yeah, the White Sox.
Yeah, Kyle, have you thought about doing live streams during games? People in the comments are asking for it.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Like you just too much.
I get really pissed off sometimes.
I was gonna say,
I don't think I should be broadcasted.
Yeah.
Maybe you get less pissed off if you're doing it in front of an audience. It'll calm you down.
Oh, you think it'll be therapeutic?
Yeah.
I thought about doing that. What's his name? That company, Playback, reached out to me about doing NBA playoff games, like a thing where you could watch the game.
Never even heard of them.
Astros made the parlay.
Yeah. What's the odds?
687.
687. All right. Community parlay: Phillies, Mets, Royals, Astros plus 687. Prop Beaver, did you cook something up? He said, "Of course, I did," in a British accent. Put it on the screen, please. Okay. Prop Beaver gave us Frankie Montas higher than 5.5 hits allowed. Solid, good pick. Corbin Burns lower than 5 hits allowed. I can get down with that. Yordan Alvarez over 1.5 total bases.
Great pick.
He's just gonna walk a bunch of times though. So today's special is Bryson Chambeau over a half stroke. Okay. So over a half stroke. If you're located in one of these states in yellow on this pretty little map here, head over to Underdog Fantasy, the website, or download the app. When you make your account, make sure you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus match. So if you deposit $100, they'll give you a free $100 to play with, and you get to use that Bryson DeChambeau over a half stroke in your first pick'em. So it's essentially a free leg. Everyone, thanks for watching. Good to have baseball back. Not good to start with the loss with the Cubs, but you know what? We're still alive. I just need 2 runs at the bottom of the 9th. The Snakes bullpen is a bunch of shit. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Hopefully we'll get it back later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be back same time tomorrow with 11:30. I don't even have a guest lined up. Mode, you don't do weekends, right?
Yeah, I can't. Even if I did do weekends, I couldn't do tomorrow.
So it might just be me and Toast tomorrow. So everyone, bet responsibly tonight. We just got back from the All-Star break. Don't go laying down stupid amounts of money. We need a few games to get the patterns back, get back in the groove of things. So talk to everyone later.